Hello and welcome back to another video, a bit of a different video for today. A lot of the mods that I usually use haven't been updated yet, so I'm just in vanilla Minecraft here, so I can't zoom or use flashbacks. I can't make any time lapses, but that's okay. So we have all of these new sulphur blocks here. There are also walls and slabs for each variation. I think it's a pretty cool block. A bit of a dull sort of yellow, but I think there's quite a few use cases for it. I actually like this color of block a lot more, the potent sulphur, just because most of the yellow blocks in this game are very bright and kind of saturated, I guess, so it just blends together a little bit more. This one, even with bamboo, it looks a bit weird. It's not bad from a distance. It adds some interesting texture, and you could even say from a distance it blends together better than the potent sulphur, so on some larger builds I think this would be good. This block also goes pretty nicely with things like bamboo. I think it would make a pretty cool sort of foundation for some sort of yellow build. Yeah, I like the look of something like that. The sulphur also goes really well with the birch stuff. All of the sort of pixels in between the really bright bits, they sort of have a pretty similar color to the birch. When you're trying to add detail to a build in this game, I guess things don't really have to match perfectly. Like in real life, if you have a discolored part of a building, it's not going to be a perfect gradient to that color. But it can be kind of difficult to see what will look good until you try it, because if you stand back, these two are both birchwood, but this one looks a lot brighter just because it's surrounded by darker blocks. Like over here, when you're messing around with birch, it looks really light and you think, oh, that could be some cool discoloration with the sandstone, but then it stands out way too much. The distance, if you sort of commit to it, it still looks pretty good. Like, it does look like discoloration, but it can start to stand out and look a little bit weird from up close, but I still like something like that. But I was thinking maybe the sulphur could be used for a more yellowy discoloration. Yeah, I think like if you squint your eyes, it does kind of look pretty good. Something like that could be cool on a white background, and then that is a very harsh change. So if you just soften it up a little bit, I kind of like it, something like that. But moving on, there aren't that many yellow blocks in this game. They added bamboo and we've got the sulphur now, so there are some more building possibilities now. The bamboo and sulphur don't go perfectly together, but if you're building a window or something that's really far away, you could use them, and then from a distance you wouldn't be able to notice. It just makes some nice shaping out of a similar yellow color, so that's pretty cool. It also has a sort of muted gold feel to it, so maybe in the nether, if you're building some sort of gold build with piglins, or I don't know, some ancient pyramids or something, and you need gold, I feel like you could use this. It looks kind of golden. But enough of that stuff. We also have these dripstone like sulphur spikes. I'm pretty sure they do extra damage if you fall on them. Let's see. Oh, only half a heart. And if we jump onto the spike, 2.5 hearts. It's also 2.5 hearts because we had half heart down already, so I guess these don't do any extra falling damage. What about if we drop them though? How much damage will this do? Oh, that is a lot of damage. But from a building perspective, I don't really know what this could be used for. Maybe as some sort of coral or something. But I think the main use of these is you can craft them into the sulphur blocks, so I will probably end up making a sulphur spike farm, because I'm pretty sure they just work like dripstone. They grow on their own and you can harvest them, so that will be a nice little project to do. Next up we have the cinnabar stuff. So this red color is so nice. To me anyways, I think it really stands out. It's really nice because we have so many kind of red blocks. Like this is like a purpley red, and then we have the red concrete and terracotta and red sandstone, and these are all kind of hard to use in a build because they're so bright, and the terracotta, to me that's just brown, but I think it's just a really dull red. And then the red sandstone isn't really red either, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this in a lot of builds. I've got a few coming up that I could use this for, and of course in the nether this would look amazing. Then we also have the chiseled cinnabar, which looks like a spider, which I like. It matches the spider's red eye. We do also have mangrove wood, which I was kind of forgetting about, but it's so much darker than this, so this would just stand out a little bit more. There's probably a lot of cool little details you could make with this block by cutting off some of it, so you have these intricate textures. To me that kind of looks like the head and shoulders of a spacesuit or something, so I don't know, I think there is a lot of potential with these blocks. Then you have this stuff too, which is kind of gravelly. It looks pretty nice, and it has that sort of grey mixed into it. I don't know, I think I'll kind of just use this randomly as a building block. So that's kind of okay. It's a bit ugly though. This is also pretty nice because the mangrove is a darker texture and we have the highlight right there on the cinnabar. It kind of looks like the mangrove is a little bit further back, and that adds a bit of depth, so I really like this combination here. That's my opinion on it anyways. If you take sulphur, and I think if you use lava and water, you can make a pretty cool effect. I think you place lava and then the potent sulphur and then water, and yeah, you get a geyser. If you just place these in water by themselves, you get this cool particle effect, and I'm pretty sure you also get periodic geysers that come out, or maybe you have to use magma or something. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be... oh, there we go. Okay, so if you have magma underneath them, I think you have to have magma underneath them, maybe not, but yeah, you get these periodic geysers. Yeah, there you go. So this could be so cool for like a volcanic build where you just want periodic geysers that randomly come out of the ground. And this is also a pretty cool effect, particle effect here. Let's just do some experimenting. If you put trapdoors over it, it stops the effect, which is kind of disappointing. But yes, even still, I think it's a really cool effect. You could also make a really cool secret entrance to a base, like you have some bay area and then you have the geysers going off periodically, and if you get the right one you might be able to just make a jump up to some hidden ledge or something. And I'm pretty sure if you add more water over the top of them, the geysers become taller. Yeah, look how much higher that is. Because you can ride with them, there's a lot of cool movement things you could do. So I wonder if you can ride a boat up with them. Oh yep, whoa. And you can stay on top of it too. So if you had some sort of boat race, this could be really cool. You could have some cool skips as well. You could even use the periodic geyser for that, so you could either wait for the geyser to go off and get a skip, or you could just go the normal way, and you could hope that you get the perfect timing, so you can go a little bit faster. Yeah, a lot of cool movement ideas and decoration ideas with these. It's such a cool feature. The first thing I thought of when I saw these was chimneys or something. If you put a block over the top of them, yeah, it stops the effect. What? Look at that. I think I found a bit of a visual glitch. You actually get pushed up before you can see the geyser effect, so it takes a second for the geyser to start, but you get pushed up immediately, so it looks like I'm just floating for a second. That's a bit weird. Even if you put walls over the top of them, it stops the effect, so I don't think it could be that good for chimneys. unless you have like a really big industrial chimney like that, something like that. But either way, it's like the smoke is going way too fast for it to be a good chimney. So I was thinking more on the lines of some sort of mechanical build where like every 5 to 10 seconds a piston opens up the geyser, and so you have the sound of the geyser and you have this smoke coming out of the machine and then it closes off. I think it'd actually be better if you use these because the sound effect is way better and it's just random. So you could have some sort of mechanical machine, it's doing something, there's gears and stuff and it looks like it's moving, there's flying machines, and then every so often out the sides and the top and around the gears you get a geyser which comes out and you get a really cool sound, and it's quite a mechanical sort of hydraulic sound, I think. Yeah, so I am really excited to use that in a mechanical sort of steam build. This is probably the thing I'm the most excited for because I really want to make some sort of steampunk build which has that element to it. But enough talking about that, let's talk about the sulphur cubes. Now these are pretty cute, but I think I still like the slime cubes better. So the egg is also pretty interesting. You could make a strange looking bird's nest with it, or you could make some sort of decoration with it like that. That's kind of cool because it's so bright, it stands out, it's almost like a coin. And obviously there are a lot of cool things you can do with this, especially movement wise. If you put a block of wood inside of it like that, you can hit them and they go pretty far. Like, look how far they go. And they just keep on bouncing and bouncing. It's like rolling a tire down a massive hill, and if you run up and hit it, it's pretty crazy. So there's like, look how far it goes. It's like a physics simulator in game. So there are so many mini-game possibilities for this, like golf, even tennis or something, dodgeball, I don't know. I don't really make mini-games, and I think I'll leave that to the professionals. In the hardcore world, I'll probably do a few things with the movement of the sulphur cube because it's too amazing to just neglect. So as soon as I saw these, I thought, what a cute little face, wouldn't these be amazing as a pet? And so I thought, if you were building in Cyberpunk or something and had invisible item frames, you could make a little sulphur cube vending machine or something like that. So this kind of is like a cube with a face. If you have that mod where all mobs drop like mob heads, you could use the sulphur cube mob head, but a skeleton skull does the trick. And then you of course have the little sulphur cube in a bucket. And yeah, I really like this idea of selling sulphur cubes as pets or something. So yeah, I might integrate this into my world somehow. Obviously we're not building Cyberpunk, but maybe in an end base or something we could go for a different theme like Cyberpunk, and have a little sulphur cube vending machine. So as I said before, obviously these guys' main use is going to be mini games, but I'm pretty sure there's some build ideas you could do with them too. As soon as I saw the texture that these guys have, I was like, surely we could use them for something in building. You could do something like this for a window or something. It has that really cool yellow, bright yellow spot there through the trapdoor, but the problem is it periodically jumps up like that, but it seems to only be jumping up. So what if we made this window design vertical instead? And it looks way worse, and there's no light, so I mean, if we put a light there, yeah, it still looks a bit weird. And even if you surround it with light, it's never as bright as that one. If you put a block inside of them, they stand still. What a breakthrough. But yeah, then now it's just a gross texture. I mean, it's still interesting, but yeah, I mean, you'd probably get the same effect if you just used a block of sulphur. But what could also be interesting is, in this state, if you put blocks around them, they fill up a bit of space outside of the blocks, and so you get this really cool detail, this such intricate shape. So that could be pretty useful for something. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a bit of potential in something like this, but the only real new and interesting texture is the sulphur texture by itself without any block inside of it. But it just doesn't sit still unless you put a block inside of it, so it would be cool to use these for building somehow, but other than something like a little bit of extra detail like this, I don't think there's much use for them in building. In something like this vending machine, you could... I mean, that's pretty cool. I have no idea when you could use this, but that looks amazing. So if you just have a wall, say you have a bunch of little decorations on it like this, you have like air conditioners and things on the side. From a distance, it's like the perfect strange little detail. What? That's so good. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Maybe it's like a window or something. But that's so good that just with all the other clutter from a distance, it looks like just some random detail, and it's got depth because it's a bit wider than the surrounding blocks. Yes, and if you get it a different orientation, there we go. So now there's no face on it, so that's just a cool detail. Wow, it just looks like a strange window or something. I don't know if you watching the video are seeing the vision here, because it's a bit weird, but I don't know, for some reason that just looks like such a random cool detail to me. If you put like a frog light in it, it just looks like a really oversized light. Like, it's noticeable enough that it doesn't look like a normal block. It looks like something weird's going on, and it dulls it a bit so it's not too bright. Like, imagine you have a big door on like a ship or something, and you have the door handle down here, and you have that. It's like a giant light in the door. I love it. And there you go, you have some sort of weird cryogenic freezing pod or something. Imagine you have some sort of end build that's like a spaceship, and then you have a room full of these, and it's like a bunch of cryogenic freezing pods on a ship or something. I mean, I don't know if you're seeing the same vision I am, but I'm really excited to utilize this in the hardcore world. I keep thinking of like diving, like a diving helmet when I see this for some reason. So let's try and make a strange little statue. Sure, there you go. A statue of a diver. But yeah, that has been a lot, so let's just quickly recap. Firstly, the thing I'm most excited for is using the sulphur cubes for building. Obviously, there's so much minigame potential with these, but I think I'm going to leave that to the professionals. I'm not really a minigame builder. Yeah, I'm personally more excited to use them for building. For some reason, I really like how they look amongst all sorts of random details. So if you imagine, like, in Cyberpunk, you have a wall of a building, it's just covered in vents and random details, and then you have this, and it's some sort of weird window. I really like how that looks. And then you have this, which is sort of like a makeshift cryogenic freezing pod, and that's the window looking in, and yeah, I really like how this looks. So we're definitely going to have to utilize this in the hardcore world in some sort of cyberpunk build, probably in the end or the nether. And then there's probably some other stuff you can do with building when it comes to the sulphur cubes, but I couldn't really figure much else out. And then you have the geysers, which are really cool. You have the sporadic ones, and you have the constant ones. So I think these would be really cool for some steampunk build, where you have a machine that's moving around, and then every so often the geyser comes out with a nice mechanical sound like that. And yeah, that could add a lot of life to a build like that. And you can also use them to move upwards, so that would be awesome in like a boat race or something else, like a secret base entrance or something. And then you have the cinnabar blocks and the sulphur blocks. These are really cool, a nice deep red colour. I'll probably use these quite a bit, as well as the sulphur. And me personally, I'll probably use these for just random buildings and textures and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm more excited for the strange things like the sulphur cubes and the geysers. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, look how much duller. It doesn't light anything up, but it glows. So for cyberpunk or cities or something, it's like the greatest thing I've ever seen, because it doesn't light up the surrounding area. Yeah, I'm glad I experimented with this. But anyways, that concludes today's short video here. The next video will be episode 31 of the Hardcore World. I've already finished recording that before the sulphur update came out, so there'll be nothing about the sulphur blocks in that. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoy this new update, and I hope you enjoyed watching today's video, and I'll see you next time.